Another WWE superstar has re-signed with the company, but the details about this are actually kind of crazy because this person could have very well been gone from the company. Also, in addition to that, we're going to talk about former WWE stars speaking out and a WWE ECW legend coming out and talking about the Legends deal. He turned it down. Let's talk about it right here on the Ango Show. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that bell. This way you never miss a video on the channel. I want to kick things off with Sandman, ECW legend for sure. Of course, everybody knows who Sandman is. Obviously, he had a little bit of a run in WWE too, but he was doing an appearance on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, and he was actually he was confronted about the idea. He was approached about the idea of a WWE Legends contract, which are now known as nostalgia deals. And he says that he doesn't have one with WWE, and he actually broke it down. He says, nobody has ever said a good thing about a Legends deal. I never heard one person say a good thing about them signing a nostalgia agreement. Now, this is what's really interesting because we obviously don't know the details of these contracts, but what we do know is that WWE has been passing out these nostalgia contracts for a long time, but under TKO, I feel like more and more legends were receiving these types of things. And one of the perks about getting the Legends deal is that WWE maintains the right to merchandise, maybe appearances, maybe red carpet events, whatever it may be, maybe even documentaries or whatever. The purpose of the nostalgia contract is like, hey, we're not going to hold you to exclusivity, but we're going to make money off of you, and in turn, you will get paid. I actually never see people really complain about this. I'm kind of shocked that Sandman had that to say. Obviously, he has a whole different experience. I'm sure him and his agent or lawyer or whatever may have read it, but I honestly feel like the purpose of these nostalgia contracts, which is kind of cool. I mean, if you look at Billy Gunn, for example, he has a Legends contract with WWE, and he also has a Performers contract with AEW. And he's able to do both. I feel like that's a win. I don't feel like these nostalgia contracts prohibit people from making money elsewhere. I mean, if WWE is allowing somebody to be under a Legends contract with them and then go to AEW, I feel like that's a really cool thing. So obviously Sandman has turned down that opportunity with WWE, and obviously he has his own experiences, his own beliefs, whatever, and that's fine. That's completely fine. I was just a little bit more puzzled about that because you are starting to see this. And listen, the idea, yeah, maybe it's not going to be a lot of money or whatever. I'm sure you make a little bit of money off of it or whatever, but there's still that opportunity to make money and you really don't have to do anything. That makes it really interesting, by the way. The fact that you can make money and not really have to do anything is kind of a cool thing, right? Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux, they're speaking out against WWE, and this is an interesting conversation, 1,000,000%. This is something that I found to be very interesting. Scarlett Bordeaux is calling WWE out for misogynistic treatment during contract negotiations. They obviously did an interview with Chris Van Vliet. If you guys haven't watched it, please watch it. It's a very good interview. I'm a very, very big fan of these two, and I found this to be interesting. Scarlett and Karrion Kross were talking about this, and they said the contracts were separate. After talking to the representative of talent relations about my contract, one last question before the 24-hour notice was given, Karrion Kross asked where he stood with all the negotiations. And, Scarlett obviously was trying to figure out her situation. And WWE basically told him, hey, we'll get to Scarlett after we get to you. And Scarlett Bordeaux pointed out the hypocrisy within WWE. She says, I feel if he had agreed within 24 hours, they would have offered me something, whether it was the same amount as before or less, I don't know, but it felt like a massive red flag and it came off as misogynistic because I was originally hired before my husband in 2019. The idea that I have no value without him and that my worth is determined by whether or not he signs, that came off as very misogynistic to me. Now, I am a incredibly big fan of these two, and I do think very highly of Scarlett and Karrion Kross's work. I really do. But as somebody who is a fan of professional wrestling, and yes, I am aware, I have seen the work that Scarlett has done on her own without Killer Cross. So again, I'm very aware of that. But in WWE, in this company, I feel as if Scarlett was made to be with Karrion Kross and Karrion Kross was made to be with Scarlett. To me, they were always considerably a package deal. That's how I looked at it. And again, this is their experiences, this is their beliefs, and they're sharing them, and I am not calling them out for it. But I feel like many people will agree with me in the sense that they are a package deal. I feel like there's too much talent in the pool for Scarlett to be given a singles push of her own. And I think there's a lot of people in the talent pool in which Karrion Kross has to compete with as well. But with them being packaged and she's kind of like his side piece, you know, his valet, his manager, whatever, I feel like that was a good thing. Is it really misogynistic? I mean, I guess you guys could determine what you think with that. That brings us to our final topic. This was actually kind of shocking, guys, but we should talk about it. Xavier Woods. But first, just a quick reminder, nordvpn.com/Ango. Hey, listen, guys, if you are an international viewer of WWE, you could literally just use NordVPN. And what's really cool is you could go on Netflix and you could watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, ESPN, So just kind of keep that in mind. It's a very cool deal. 77% off NordVPN's 2-year plan plus 3 extra months. It equates to $3.09 a month. If you guys are interested in that, check it out. What's going on with Xavier Woods? I actually couldn't believe this. This was some groundbreaking news from Fightful. Fightful had reported that an agreement was only finalized last month with Xavier Woods re-signing with the company. The deal came down to the wire. It was actually very close and almost didn't end up happening. Xavier Woods did, in fact, re-sign with the company. It is believed to be a multi-year deal, which is phenomenal. But Xavier Woods was pretty close to leaving WWE. Somehow they got the deal done. A lot of people really want to see Kofi and Xavier Woods in AEW, and rightfully so, obviously, with the Elite and the Young Bucks, and there's some dream matches out there for sure. Xavier Woods re-signing with the company is phenomenal, but what about Kofi Kingston? Well, we don't have an answer to that. Last time, in 2019, before they signed their contracts, they all got new contracts. Obviously Woods, Kingston, Big E, they all re-signed in 2019. At that time, there was also a big belief that maybe they would go to AEW as it was starting up because of the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. That obviously didn't happen. So what's going on with Kofi Kingston? Is Kofi Kingston staying with the company? Is Xavier Woods and Kofi going to continue tag teaming it up? Or what's the plan there? I don't know. It's a very big question, though. It's a very big question. In my heart, I'm glad Xavier Woods is staying with WWE. I really am a big fan of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It seems like I'm a fan of everybody, but deep down inside, these guys are an awesome tag team, and I would like to see them do a lot more in WWE as well, and maybe this heel turn could get elevated to a whole different level soon, but for now, we'll see.